Hi, welcome to Ravi Kiran YouTube channel. Today I'm going to start what is DSCP, so how it is used and where it is used. So let's go into the DSCP uh, details, okay? And what is DSCP? DSCP is a dynamic host configuration protocol, and it is a network management protocol used to automate the process of configuring devices on IP networks, thus allowing them to use a network services like DNS, NTP, and file shares, and to communicate between both network devices. It is used based on UDP and TCP protocol. And a DHCP server dynamically assigns an IP address to other network configuration parameters to each device on the network, so they can communicate with each other IP networks. DHCP server uses UDP port 67 and DHCP client uses UDP port 68. So the communication will be between DHCP server and client. These two ports will be used mostly. And what is DHCP configuration, like dynamic host configuration protocol? It is operation is based on the DORA process. What is DORA process? From client it will send a discovery packet to the server, and the server will verify and it will provide an offer. Okay, I'm giving offer, I can give assign in a one IP segment, and again it will client will accept and it will send a request, and again server will acknowledge that and give okay acknowledged. I will give so and so IP address. That IP address is assigned to the client machine. So DHCP client broadcasts a discovery message on network subnet using the destination address. Destination address is like 255.255.255.255. Like that, you have a subnet broadcast address for each scope. From that, it will send a broadcast discovery message to all the clients, and it will communicate to the each client and server, and it will maintain the lease period. All the details will be maintained in the DHCP server. So the server will grant the request, that the request is passed to the server. The finally server will send acknowledgement. So this is the process is going to be from the DHCP server to client. What is DHCP failure? So DHCP failure in Windows 2022 12 is a new feature is enabled in two DHCP servers to share service availability information with each other. So suppose one DHCP server is down, so all the uh, it cannot assign any free IP address to the network. So it is a we are using a redundancy like DHCP failure method, like Windows cluster like. So in DHCP, the failover option is enabled on 2012 operating system, so that if one server is down, the second server will act as a DHCP server, and it will give all IP address, and it will maintain all the scopes information. Everything will be maintained in the DHCP. Second, primary and secondary servers will be there, so the cluster will be configured in the both servers. Okay, and DHCP failover works by replicating IP address, lease, and settings in one or more DHCP scope from a primary DHCP server to a failover partner server. So it will maintain all the data from 1 to 2. So all the data maintained. All the scopes information is shared between two DHCP servers, including active lease. This enables the DHCP server to assume a responsibility for DHCP clients if other servers become unavailable. Suppose DHCP server 1 is unavailable, DHCP server 2 will be active, and it will communicate to all the clients. This is the click failure option is enabled on 2012 operating system. Yeah, DHCP diagram, DHCP configuration, like we have a DHCP 1 and DHCP 2, and the relay will be there in the router, and these are the clients configured. So these clients will be getting the primary DHCP server 01, and it will maintain all the database, and it will communicate to the all the clients. It will give the DNS and WINS address, a gateway address, the free IP will be assigned to the clients, and second DHCP server will maintain all the copy of replication data from the DHCP1. So this is the replication, this is the DHCP diagram, cluster configuration. Okay, what is the benefits of DHCP? DHCP provides the following benefits: reliable IP address configuration, like DHCP minimize configuration errors causing a manual IP address configuration, such as a if we assign one of the client and we forgot, and again we are going to assign any other machine, so it will be DHCP conflict will be there. Based on that, there will be network collision will be there. So sometimes the conflict may get interrupt network connectivity to the clients. So DHCP will assign directly the whichever free IP is there, it will assign to automatically to the client machine. And another one, reduce network administration, like DHCP includes the following features to reduce network administration. It's maintained a centralized and automated TCP IP configuration, the ability of define DHCP configuration from a central location. So one DHCP server can maintain multiple scopes, the ability to assign a full range of additional TCP IP configuration values by means of DHCP options. You have a full of options in DHCP configuration. You can update whichever required information. The following, the forwarding of initial DHCP message by using a DHCP relay agent, which eliminate the need of DHCP server on every segment. So this is one. So based on the network segment, like suppose we have a multiple switches in our network, so in every switch there will be a relay, DHCP relay agent will be there. If we provide DHCP IP address to DHCP relay agent, if any client is connected to the switch, that switch will provide DHCP server address. So if you need any DHCP server, this is the DHCP in this network, and you can get IP address to the client. This is the maintained in the DHCP relay. Okay, let's go to configuration. Let me show you how DHCP will work. Okay, I have a lab. In my lab, I have 2012 DC and 2 other servers and 3 workstations. So right now I'm going to configure DHCP role on one of the DC. Let's go to add roles and features. Click next, next, and next. Okay, select DHCP server. Okay, add features that are required for DHCP server. By default it will add. Click add features and click next. Nothing to select anything, only we are selecting DHCP. So click next, next, and click install. The installation is started on the DC. So now we have a DHCP role is going to be configured on one of the DC. So we have AD, DS and DNS. Here we are unable to see any DHCP role. So once it is installed, the role will be visible here. Okay, let's go to another server and we'll configure DHCP on this server as well. This is a secondary server, a partner of DHCP server. Okay, click add, next, based on our feature based installation, role based of next, and select the DHCP server and add features, next, 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 install. Now installation started on DC server, and same thing will verify in this. Okay, now again it's starting. Let's go to workstation. So how the configuration is there, let's verify. See, now there is no IP address is assigned to the machine. It's IP address. So by default IP address is assigned by the network segment. So it search for the DHCP server, and it is received APIPA address. So this is APIPA address. Let's verify. Once DHCP server is ready, let's verify, let's configure the DHCP scope, and let's see how the configuration is in the DHCP. So you can do one thing, and this is a test lab. So I configured DHCP server like one DC and two WSO servers and two workstations. I'm using 2012 R2 data center version. Okay, right. See, view installation process. DHCP server is installation completed. Complete DHCP configuration is there. It's spinning. Okay, click this one. So now we are getting the DHCP post installation configuration wizard. Okay, click next. Okay, use the following user credentials. I'm using administrator credentials. If you have alternate credentials for configuring a DHCP server, you can create a DHCP administrator in the domain controller and you can add. So I'm using, otherwise I will do one thing, I'll use my credentials. Or else we'll do one thing for safety. Let's create one DHCP service account. This is the best practice. How to create user. This is another video I'm going to provide you. DHCP admins. DHCP admin. I have provided the privileges. Okay, now I'm going to give, okay, and let's go to, okay, DHCP admin, and I'm going to give the credentials. Click OK. Okay, so there is no privileges on his account, so let me give the properties, add and member of. Now it's a domain user, so I need to add in a domain administrator. Done. Okay, DHCP admin, I am giving privileges. Okay, now it is selected, domain admin, DHCP, sorry, it's a my domain and DHCP admin. Commit. Okay, creating security groups done. Authorizing DHCP server failed, so it is not authorized. So once configuration done, we can authorize. Okay, go to tools, select DHCP. In DHCP you can see default it is not authorized. See, it's showing a red mark, so red mark means it is not authorized. Okay, right click and you can go to right click on the WinDC domain, click on authorize. Authorize means the DHCP service will be start. If you refresh it came into the green lights. Now tick mark means the DHCP service started now. So now I'm going to create a scope. Let's create a scope. Okay, and scope, let's create this for desktop VLAN, right? VLAN. Okay, you can type anything, description, click next. So I am going to give 168.2.100 to 192.168.2.200, and this segment I need to assign IP address to workstations. So I want to exclude, so I can exclude from 100 to 192.168.2.110 till 110. it won't allow the assign any IP address to machine. So this is the least duration. So default duration is 8 days. If you want to keep 1 day, hours, minutes, you can mention this one based on your requirement. Okay, click next and click next to configure the uh, details. So my router is 192.160.12.2 added. Okay, my domain, this is a DNS server IP address, so default it came. So click next. So I'm not using any Win server. If you are using Win server, you can add Win server IP address. And yes, my scope is ready now to activate. Yes, I want to activate this scope now. Click next, finish. Let's see. Wow, it started assigning the IP address to the machines. See, now it's Windows 8 is already received the IP address from the, let's see, workstation 1. Yeah, 111 is assigned. DHCP, DNS, everything will be assigned, and the lease period is 1 day, 12 to 13. Okay, let's go to here and let's refresh this one. Okay, let's disable. Go to configuration. Let's enable. Let's see if it is getting IP address or not. Wow, it is received new IP address 112. The IP address. Lease period is 1 day. A default gateway and DHCP server and DNS server. Everything is assigned. Now let's verify here. Let's refresh. Okay, now we received two workstations in the lease. One is 111, one is 112. Windows 7 and Windows 8 PC. So we have a scope configuration. Just we configured the router, DNS servers and DNS name. So if you want to add any configuration, you can add here. You can add time server, name servers, and cookie servers, LPI servers, Impress servers, host name, boot file size, memory dump, and the SAP server root path. Everything can be configured in the DHCP scope options. You can add all the parameters: NIS server, NTP server, Win server, NetBIOS, like that. All the details will be there. You can add whatever. Okay, let's go. There is no policies are updated. We can apply the policies. You can define scopes, and so and so IP network can be uh, give the policies to the network. Okay, now this server is done. So let's go to second server. Okay, second server also done. Let's click close. Let's open DHCP. Here DHCP there is nothing is enabled. Let's go to DC1. Let's configure cluster, configure failure. I want to add DHCP server 192.168.2. Let's see the IP address of the server. Okay, it's 2.20. 2.20 and just click next. You can have it replication name WinDC my domain.in to WSUS02 domain.in to DHCP server names. Maximum client lead time is 1 hour, it mentioned, and load balance, load server, partner server 50-50%. You can hot standby, hot load balance. These two options are enabled here. Okay, and you can have a shared secret password. You can add here and click next. So it will load both the partner servers. Click. So the add scopes are to the partner is successful. All this configuration has been updated in the second server. Click close. Now let's see. Go to second server. Now here nothing is there. Let's maximize. Let's refresh. Sorry, we need to authorize this one first. Wow. See, already scope is replicated to second server, and you have a IP address is assigned to the workstation, so it will be visible on both the clients, both the servers. So here and here. So this is the replication. Suppose I want to power off the DC01, so we can directly see replicate scope. Okay, it is already replicate. We can verify the scope information, replicate partnership. We can verify. Okay, it is everything successful, and you can verify the um, display statistics, like how many IP addresses assigned. Total addresses is 90, in use 2, available 88, and server pool, partner pool. So it will assign both. Now we have selected the option, right? This is a load balance. Load balance means 50 IP address will be assigned from one DHCP server, another 50 IP address will be assigned from the another server. This is the load balance. If you select standby, all the IP address will be assigned from one server. Okay, thanks for watching my YouTube channel. If you have any comments, please comment on comment box, and do not miss on clicking the bell icon, so that I'm going to add more videos. Let's meet on another video. Thank you. Have a nice day.